The only radio show in the country that has Kit Bond, the Beatles, and our next guest, Jennifer Williams, all on the same day. How about that? Jennifer Williams, small business owner. She owns St. Louis Closet Company as well as other companies. And she's right there on Brentwood, on Big Bend in Maplewood, St. Louis Closet Company. And you are our small business guru. Good morning, Jennifer Williams.
Good morning, McGraw and Kelly. How are you
morning.
guys?
What'd you think of that Beatles concert?
Well, it was amazing, but I have to say I'm a little nervous following the Beatles. I mean, it's like never happened before.
The Beatles was your opening act. That is true.
I know, it was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice.
All right, so we bring you on here once a month to talk small business. And since you are a small business owner, you started from scratch, you've built all these businesses, you speak and talk all over the region, and so we're going to use you as a resource for small businesses. Today, you want to talk about women who get paid less than men.
Yes,
Okay.
I do. I mean, let's start the conversation. I don't want to, I don't really have a lot of strong, super political opinions on this, but I think it's something that we need to talk about, and I think it's right now coming forefront in the news. Tuesday night, Obama's State of the Union.
Yes.
I love this. Today is the day to put an end to workplace inequalities that belong in a Mad Men episode. I mean, that says something.
That says something.
That says something. And just recently, Maria Shriver produced her Maria Shriver report titled A Woman Nation Pushes Back. And women make 77 cents for every dollar a man makes in the same job. Now, I don't think we're complaining like, oh no, I don't make as much. But at the same time, it's like, why don't we make as much?
Why don't women make as much?
I don't know. I don't understand. And I think it's something that we need to talk about. In 1978, I was in 6th grade. I went to an equal rights march in Chicago. We got buttons, and the button said 59 cents. We were making 59 cents for every dollar a man made in 1978. 36 years later, we've only come up 18 cents. I think it's a problem.
What do you want, equal pay?
I think we do want equal pay. And in Maria Shriver's report, it was her studies found that it was women and men in the same jobs, and a lot of the jobs, government jobs. I think that that's sort of a problem. But at the same time, women need to really look at how they want to, handle their life. Are we going to step out of the workforce at our highest earning potential, highest promotion stage, to raise our family? That's a big issue. It's a big discussion point. And it's hard for women to have this work-family balance. There's an amazing book that was recently published by this chief operating officer of Facebook. Now, granted, she makes a lot more money than probably all of us in this room put together.
And she was criticized for
She was
some of
criticized, absolutely. It's
the book was called Lean In.
Lean In.
Right.
It's a very controversial book because there's a lot of women that says, well, it would be nice for me to lean into my work more if I had a cook, a driver, a nanny,
Right.
and everything else. But she also goes on to say that women really are faced with this challenge of, work, family, your career, your children. And it's incredibly tough. And I see it every day in my life. I have worked since I was 15. And I didn't take time off to have kids, and I feel bad.
Well, but hold on a second. You're touching on a lot of things here. Let's first come at it from the small. You're a small business owner, so you get paid what you get paid, depending on how the business is doing. And you're the last one to get paid, and you're the first one to raise the kid. I know your husband's. He says they don't come better than your husband, but still. You're the wife, you're the business owner, you're the mother, you're everything there.
The taxi driver.
Right. And so there's a whole lot going on there as a small business owner, which is almost virtually impossible to juggle.
It is. And being a woman, and I don't know, I don't want this to become a big, we don't have enough time to really delve into this discussion, but being a woman, you have this tie to want to be with your children. And as a small business owner, I have the flexibility that I can leave work early and go to my daughter's school and watch her performance, and leave work early or go to work late and take my son to the doctor and then go to his basketball. But it is a constant juggling act every day. It's a full-time job just to manage the calendar. And going back to something you said, small business owners, you do set your own pay. But what you also said was very important. You get paid last. Because if you want your small business to be successful, you have to pay everybody else first.
Right.
And you have to pay your employees enough money that they're going to stay and continue to produce. You have to pay your bills.
Right.
And then what's ever left. Now, if you're successful and there is money left, then you can set your own pay. And I think that women are becoming a larger percent of business owners. And I think that that is one of the things that is going to change this pay inequality. And I think it's a generational thing. I look at my mom's generation, and it was different. It was different. My mom grew up in the Mad Men era,
Right.
and the women were secretaries, and there was only one way to advance.
Right. What about the guilt factor? I know enough about women to know that when they miss the ball game, when they miss the homework, when they miss for jobs and everything else, there's the guilt factor, which you have to deal with as a small business owner and as a woman and a small business owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guilt is something. Guilt and stress are something that we just live with 24/7.
And you have to acknowledge it and deal with it, but you have to at least acknowledge that everybody has it.
Right. Well, and I think that you have to be able to make choices and make decisions and live with your choices and decisions, because I chose to have a career and stay in my career as I had my children. I had my children later in life. I was 30 and 32 when I had my kids, but I chose to continue working. I had the babies and unfortunately had a small business.
Did you take the afternoon off at least?
I took about 1 week off for both of them, and that's just because I was stuck in the hospital. But
You were in the hospital for 2 weeks.
I was back to work right away. Guilt is a big deal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Guilt is a big deal. Even at the end of the night when you come home and you're so tired you don't think you can move and all you want to do is just go to bed, and your daughter has a medieval castle project that she needs help with, and your son is studying for a vocabulary quiz, and they want your help, and you're so tired and you think, really? Because I'm so tired. I had a long day.
Right.
And it is a lot of guilt, but it was a choice that I made. And I'm happy with my choice. And I think women need to decide what their choice is going to be. And if your choice is to stay home and raise children, I think that's an amazing choice.
Right.
But if you're going to have a career and lean in, as Sheryl Sandberg says, then you may not make every basketball game. You may not make every school performance, but you need to learn to live with that and know that the choice you made allowed you maybe to earn more money, to provide more for your family, maybe take more time off with family vacations. So it's just a conversation that I think needs to come back to the forefront.
And it's that age-old question, and it shouldn't have to be that question, but can women have it all? You know, they never ask a man, can men have it all?
No, we don't want it all. We just want the remote. That's all we want.
And so we have to pick up your slack so you can have.
That's exactly right. We don't want it all.
I mean,
Well, there's many women. There's a book. It's called "You Can't Have It All," and you know maybe if we decide, and I don't know if anybody, men or women, can have it all.
right.
Maybe if we decide it's okay not to have it all, we'd be able to sleep at night.
Once you have it all, then it's boring. Then you
Yeah,
have everything.
then what do you
And
do?
Then you're bored. You're like, I got everything. There's nothing left to have. Jennifer Williams, will you hold on through the break? I have more questions for you.
Absolutely.
Jennifer Williams, Kelly Jackson, I'm McGraw Millhaven. Kelly, Jennifer Williams, owner of St. Louis Closet Company. She's our small business guru. I have a couple of important small business women wage questions I want to ask an expert who sits on the other side of the table when you're negotiating salaries. So we'll get to that in a second. 8:50 here on the Big 550.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
Jennifer Williams from St. Louis Closet Company here through the break because you brought up women's pay and how women only make 77 cents on the dollar, and we're talking about that. As a small business owner, I think one of the biggest problems is both men and women, and I'm talking from men as a white male who sits atop the food chain, if you will. It's hard to go in and ask for a raise. As a man, it's got to be even harder for a woman because you're more inclined to take the first offer. You're so thrilled they're offering you a job. You're worried that, oh, my God, this is going to be good enough. money. So it's harder, I think, for a woman to go into the corner office and ask for money.
Well, I agree. It is hard, and Sheryl Sandberg says that in her book. She criticizes women for not asking for more, not pushing for more. But I think that so many people, men and women, are so thrilled to be getting an offer or getting any type of raise that they don't want to miss out on the opportunity of the offer to begin with. So it is. But I think that women in particular have less of a self-confidence when it comes to asking for more money. And I think that is something that, once again, maybe a generational change, maybe being in the workforce more, and maybe having more women run companies. You know, right now, of the top 500 companies in the United States, only 21 of them are run by women.
I have heard, I don't want to stay on this for a second, but I've heard some women even say they'd much rather work for a man than a woman, because the women are much harder and difficult to work with, and they're much more catty. Now, I know that's not every woman, but would you agree that's out there? Some women don't necessarily take care of other women?
Well, not in my business.
The
women love working for my business.
Well, the men love working for you too. But you would agree though that some women, I think, have to play a harder role, so they're harder on some of the women who are coming up. Would you agree with that?
Well, I don't know. I think that's a person by person, boss by boss scenario, and you're going to have equally as hard and tough men bosses as you are women bosses. There's the whole scenario, you know, men are looked at as tough, and women are looked at as, you know,
you can say bitches,
bitchy, or something.
And it's so ridiculous because for us to be looked at as a B,
right,
we're just doing our jobs.
Right, you're doing nothing. You're doing nothing the man wouldn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
But there has been studies that have shown that women are better business owners. They're more compassionate. They're more caring. They care more about the customer service. They care more about a final product and truly making people happy, both their customers and their employees. So I don't know if I agree with, you know, working for women is harder. I think that would be a case-by-case basis.
Back to the salary. What do you recommend women to do? Do you recommend them going in and saying, hey, you know what, here's X, Y, and Z? I mean, what's the best way to go in and ask for a raise? Well,
I think that if you're going in and asking for a raise, you have to have, you know, research backup information that shows the number you deserve a raise, that you truly deserve a raise. I have done X, Y, and Z for this company. I have increased profits. I am personally responsible for this team project and this. And because of that, I feel that I deserve more. And I think that you have to come in with that. You can't just come in and say, yeah, I can't pay my bills. I need more money. So will you give me a raise?
Right.
And so many times, especially in small businesses, I have employees come to me and they're like, oh, God, I can't pay my credit card bills, so you need to give me a raise. Or I need more time off, but I still have to make the same amount of money.
Right.
So give me a raise. So I think you need to come at the situation with facts. You need to show them exactly what you have contributed to the company. And I think that if there is an inequality with possibly what you get paid versus a coworker, whether it's another man or woman, you need to say, hey, you know, I think we need to look at this and possibly figure out what we can do. The other thing to do that I always found effective was go in and say, I think I deserve a raise because of X, Y, Z. However, I'm going to show you over the next 6 months that I'm going to continue this work. And at the end of 6 months, I want to really talk about a pay raise of this proportion or this amount, so that you're not saying, I want a raise today or else. Right. You're saying, I think I deserve a raise, but I'm going to show you how I can do even better.
So you're basically saying, look, don't take advantage of me. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm going to show you. I'm telling you that I think I deserve more money, and now I'm going to go out and show you I deserve more money.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Perform at the level you say you're going to perform. The other thing, you know, and it's been a tough 5 or 6 years with the economy and a lot of small businesses. And a lot of small businesses have had pay cuts.
Right.
They've had to lay off workers. And so timing can be really effective, too. You don't necessarily want to go in and ask for a pay raise when 3 of your coworkers just got laid off.
Right.
So I think that timing has a lot to do with it.
Pick and choose your spots.
Right.
Great information. What's going on at St. Louis Closet Company?
St. Louis Closet Company. We are on your favorite website, Houzz,
Yes.
HOUZZ.com.
Yes.
And for all small business owners out there, if you're not on Houzz and you have anything to do with a home improvement, get on there. It's a free website. You can go on, you can post pictures, and we have had more website leads come from Houzz in the last 3 weeks than any other source.
I read
Really?
a great review on there. Who wrote that review?
Who wrote?
Your review on Houzz.
Oh, we have 3 reviews, and they're
Yeah.
all from customers.
One of them's mine.
Oh, yeah, one of them is yours.
Aw.
And you are a customer, a 2-time customer.
Didn't you make Angie's List
We
some
did.
special thing
We did.
too?
Real quick, I know we're out of time. St. Louis Closet Company was just awarded the Angie's List Super Service Award for the 5th year in a row, and it's not easy to win that award.
StLouisClosetCo.com, 314-781-9000.
Congrats.
Jennifer Williams, St. Louis Closet Company. Thanks for coming in. ABC News already.